champions.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Celtic Rumours TV, episode number 201 of the Bawz and Bovril podcast with myself. We've got Big Jerry with us tonight. How you doing, Jerry?
Happening, Marco? You all right, my man?
I'm good, bud. How are you?
You know it, living the dream.
Living the dream. Don't realise how lucky we are at times.
That's exactly it. Spot on.
No, I'm going to do. I'm going to actually just pop that on there now. There'll be a link for if anybody fancies coming on. There's a link in the live chat. I think I can pin that to the top too, maybe. If anybody fancies coming on, just click that link and you can come on. Anyway, this is the podcast for the forum, www.celticrumours.co.uk. You can find the link to the forum, the Discord and everything in the description box below on the link tree. A few wee shout-outs to some of the lads from the forum. Paul was meant to be coming on, but he'd been dragged to go to Dublin and it takes some hours to get there, so he's no time to get on the night and get ready for that. So big shout-outs to Paul, Terence, JFP. He's under the thumb. JFP, old Tim Alloy, Jerry McGinn, John United Island, Mikey, Big Jabber, TB for the Discord as well, Welshie, Malik and Kev. Who we got in there? Bobby was first in the night. Evening, Brian. G-Doc, nice to see you, bud. Alex Forsyth, nice to see you. Bobby, 62. Liam Doyle, thanks for coming in, mate. Patrick McLaughlin, you as well, mate. Plunge, are you hanging about her? What are you going to do tonight, Plunge? Wait to see what we're talking about and then decide if you're going to run away in the wee huff again.
It's good to see you, man.
Aye. It's only a laugh, Plunge. Do you know what I mean? Don't take any... Just take whatever we say, take it with a pinch of salt. Don't take it personally. And enemy side, mate, don't flout ways out it, really. And Bobby saying as well, you're in for a wee 5 minutes, Plunge.
That's a good lad.
Oh, I didn't even... Did Grot Bags even near the night? Aye, it is. Evening, Grot Bags. Shell, nice to see you, Shell. Thanks for coming in. Well, where do we start? Do you want to just start moaning about last night?
Aye,
well,
no
last night. Last night, Tuesday night.
Moan about that as well if you want. Tuesday
again,
night.
Paul. Again, Jerry. First thing, how many podcasts do we come on here and just say the same thing? It's another game of two halves.
Exactly, mate.
By half time, we should have been well clear of them. We should have been at least 3 goals up on them at half time. The game done and dusted.
Yep. Aye. Big Ida had a couple of chances he should have buried. There was another couple of good passes.
Bernardo had a good chance to put it in, I know.
Aye. And then again, they came out in the second half and we made life extremely difficult for us. But I don't know, man. It was Engels, for me, had started to come on a game and then he's rested or he's put him back as a sub. I would have started Engels and Baye would have started for me. I don't know what he's chopping and changing between Baye and Taylor every game. Engels, it's a shite keeping them fresh now. I'd just be playing my strongest team. But getting back to the game, I say, well, we cause all our own problems. We need to get a number 9 in. Ida's needing a goal. He's doing everything but scoring. I thought the game against Ross County was decent. The weekend rather, it was decent. But then I say, he had two good chances, and last season he would have buried their chances. He's got no luck now in front of goal. The big man's needing a goal, but the other night we were abysmal. But it was collectively. I mean, it's no often you're going to see a big boy like Trusty out muscled, and then he's got a cheek to mump moan at a boy with stone his foot at the corner. It was ridiculous.
Do you think that's just what it is with Biggie? That just a confidence thing. Once he gets maybe the first goal, the monkey off his back, he'll get his confidence back, and that'll be him away flying again.
I hope so, mate. I think so, because they always say that strikers play. It's all confidence. He's getting into the right positions. He's quite big. I mean, I know Paul had said that. There's no one of these boys that's going to go on the end of crosses and win headers, but he's still a big lumpy boy. He gets his good positions.
He should still be winning some. He's not the out and out kind of target man, but just because his size and his height and his actual, I mean, there's a big bit of a lad with his muscle size and that as well. You would think he would be better and be doing better in there than he does do. 100%. But that's nobody's game. It has been coming short and getting the ball and holding it in and playing wee 1-2s and that. But last season he scored all types of goals, left foot, right foot, headers, the lot. This season it's just, I don't know, it's just not working out for him. He's not getting the consistent run of games, I don't think. But once he scores one, I think he'll get more. But it's, for me, we definitely need to get a striker in the door pronto in this window. Oh, I don't think they will.
No, well, I don't know. But we could be doing with a winger and a striker. Kyogo's look better out in the wing.
I know. I would definitely like to see. I definitely think there'll be a winger brought in, Jerry. I definitely do. But as a striker, I'm not too sure. But Kyogo, I mean, I've said it for Kyogo came in. I've never seen him as a striker.
I know.
In the last couple of games playing, I mean, he was a left winger here in Japan when we signed him.
Yep.
And although we tried him at Ibrox, I mean, the first derby game he played in at Ibrox, we tried him, it was a nightmare. But the last couple of games, he's looked like a totally different player. It's as if he's been rejuvenated out in that wing.
Mm-hmm. He took his couple of goals well, brilliant at the weekend, to be fair to him. And but the other night we were honking, mate, absolutely honking all over the park. The second half, you could see it coming. Dundee get a few breaks in the balls, but the thing is, they all worked hard. They were getting right about us. They pressed us. They made it difficult. We've been stuttering for weeks and weeks. Our performance levels kind of dipped, and I don't think it's teams have worked us out or know how we're going to play. It's just we've been awful flat, and I think we need a bit of a spark, and that's why I'm hoping maybe a right decent sign in this window would maybe lift us. Hopefully it's KT.
Aye. Do you think maybe the amount of football we've played in the last few weeks is something to do with it?
Have we played much more than the Huns? They're flying in there. Nah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason he's rotating the midfield players, and he's playing one game, Taylor's in the next, and all the rest of it. But we needed Kuhn to come on to create that spark. See when he's no play. I mean, the difference between him and playing and no playing is frightening. We've got nothing. We just total lack creativity when he's not there. And I've heard folk, obviously, we've all been wanting Yang to get we've not really wanted to get, but we've wanted to get a chance. But he's played a bit better. But he's a winger that's his final pass and his final contribution is pish, and that's not what you want for your winger. You want your winger to be able to beat a man and set something up. I've seen people saying that he can beat a man, but I don't see it often enough. He took his goal well the other day, but for me, I don't think he's going to get to the level to be consistent enough to be playing week in, week out for Celtic.
I'd be young. I'd put him on loan next season.
See how he gets on.
Give him a year at another team, another Scottish team, and see how he looks, and then make the decision.
Aye. Yep.
Evening, Dr. Strangelove. Thanks for coming in, mate. I seen Cameron up earlier, flip-flop up earlier as well. Cheers for coming in again, Cameron. Nice to see you, bud.
There's Bobby was going on about somebody stick-latter, the Dundee boy, when he ran through. I couldn't agree more, mate. It took about 2 or 3 deflections. We had ample opportunity to break that move up, and we never. And they break up the park and score. But again, it's their third goal for that corner and all, man. That was, you could see that was coming a mile away, man. See, it was coming a mile away the way they crowded that 6-yard box, and it's embarrassing. But see the other thing, I know this is a wee bit off top. Seen folk going on about keep Baye and Taylor and bringing Tierney in, and he'd do a job at centre half on the left hand side next to Vickers. We'd have the weeest back line about. It's just the
tallest one in the team. Well, obviously, if we're playing KT at that left centre back, the tallest one in the defence is Carter Vickers at 6 foot.
Aye.
Just look at the grief that Scales got when we used to be but it was mostly Taylor that took the blame for the goals at the back post. But as I always said, there was other defenders that could go for that ball before it gets to the back post position. Aye. But can you imagine if our 2 centre backs is Carter Vickers, KT, or left backs Taylor? That left back position, the left side is just going to get targeted constantly.
Aye. And is Trusty as much an upgrade on Taylor and Scales?
He's no looked at the last couple of games really, but again you've got, and it was Dundee was a really poor game for him in that, but let's not write the guy totally off just for the sake.
I'm not writing him off, but he's not.
I'll put it to you this way: he's as inconsistent as Taylor. Do you get what I mean? One game, Scales. Sorry, one game they look great. And you're like, how can Scales not play like that every week? Yep. You know what I mean? In one game, you've seen Trusty like he looks as if he could be a class player for us. And then the next week he's honking, making stupid mistakes. Look at Brendan Rodgers, weak as piss.
Aye, you're not going to recover for that, mate. And manager saying you're weak as piss. But a big lumpy a boy like that should be get out muscled and banged off the ball. It's a bit fairy-like, but it is what it is. I say I'm no writing the guy off, but it doesn't look good for him. But there was a few of them that were all over the park. We were poor. As I say, we had enough chances in that first half to create, to score and be right out of sight. And once we get that first, I thought it was just going to be a case of we'd get 3 or 4.
I just kicking on motor and going through the. What was it? Rodgers said going through the gears, wasn't it? He called it.
Aye.
And just come out that. It was. Tell me the actual for like long spells of the game. I'm talking like 10-minute spells of the game. It's as if Celtic players haven't seen each other before in their life.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you could put 5 strangers out there, that 5 football players out there, Jerry, and they could sit and pass the ball about to each other, no hassle. Do you know what I mean? Just what do you want me to do with this? I just pass it about amongst yourselves. 5 total strangers could do that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's something. It's something that it's like a drive. There's no drive in midfield. I don't know. Is it because Engels isn't getting up to speed with what Rodgers is wanting me to do? Although he's looked a lot better the last few games. Fair play to the lad. Yeah. Is it something that Matt O'Reilly brought to the team that we're missing? Because that's the main. Let's face it. That's really the only player that we lost last season that really made any difference.
Oh, he's a massive loss. Yeah, a massive loss. We've got a player, Rolls Royce, a player, but Engels is for me. He's been starting to show he's a decent player. He's not a young boy. He's going to have a dip in form. He's in a new environment, so he's not going to hit the ground running. It'll be a process with him, but chopping and changing isn't going to help. And as I say, Hatate for me, he's dug me. He's going back the way every game I see him. I'd have McCown on well before him, Bernardo before him. Aye. And I don't know how he's constantly getting picked.
What would you go for? what would your every week so far for what you've seen from our midfielders? What would your first pick three be every week? Well, you know, two of them's one of them's obviously got to be Cal McGregor. Do you know what I mean? But just who would who would you have the other two positions as? For me, it's McCowan and Engels.
I was going to say that, aye, McCowan and Engels. As much as I like Bernardo, McCowan's never put a foot wrong when he's been on that part, and he gives you everything. So I would go with McCowan and Engels. McCowan and Engels, McGregor.
And then you've got Bernard. And then again, I feel there'll be games in that they'll draft out and stuff like that, and you've got quality like Bernardo to still come into the team, and then it's like, I mean, Hatai seems to have made an impact to a game when he comes on as a sub.
I never made much the other night.
No, but the last couple of games when he's come on, he came on one game and he scored, didn't he? And even the game after that, he came on as a sub again and played well, I'm sure.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be building any of my team with Hatai actually in it as such. No. It's got to move. We've got to kind of progress the team to get ready to be the next. What is it? For the next version of the team that Rodgers wants us to be.
Yep. Aye. Okay. It's none of them. Every that whole team could be improved. I mean, I couldn't believe McGregor's going to be 30. Is it 32 in the summer?
Aye.
I mean, I keep thinking he's still really young, but he's going to be 32 in the summer.
Yeah, the bold Greg. Evening, Greg. That's a bold Greg, isn't it?
Aye, I know. Who's the best Polish person you've ever seen play for Celtic? But we'll wait and see. As I say that the defence, every good team's built a solid defence. Schmeichel and goals has been a revelation since he came in. As much as we loved Hart, Schmeichel's an upgrade. The back four compared to last season was practically the same. But Trusty. We thought when he came in, we weren't too sure. I think Sheffield United were over the moon that we took him off their hands. But he doesn't get caught out of position like Scales. That's the one good thing.
He's got certain attributes that Scales hasn't got, but Scales has got certain attributes that Trusty doesn't seem to have.
Aye, that's exactly it.
I mean, I'll say this: just when you look at Trusty and you see £6 million, we're going to be big either being £9 million. This name, you can't tell me Trusty looks a £6 million player.
What do you mean with the 6 million get you nowadays?
Well, it's Carter Vickers.
I know, but
I'm talking about value for money. The thing about is the fees.
The Premiership.
That's no one. The thing about the fees is it's not the players' faults. Do you know what I mean? It's no Eda's fault. It's Celtic paying £9 million for him. If he'd paid £2 million, everybody would say, "Nah, give the boy a chance, give him time and all that." Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. But just when you look about, I don't think that Trusty's shown that we've got actual value for money yet out of him. I don't see him as a massive. I mean, you wouldn't have spent six. You'd be lucky. Do you think you could sell Scales for £6 million? Probably.
He plays for Republic of Ireland centre half, so.
Right. So even transfer fee wise, that for me they're at a similar level. Do you get what I mean?
Aye, but I totally get what you mean. But there's some players that can be coached better than others, and I'm not saying that Scales can't be coached, but the sign of bad players that keeps making the same mistakes. Scales, for me, every game he gets turned inside out. He gets too close and spun all the time. Then he gets caught out of position, and it doesn't happen. It's not as if it's just doing it. It happens all the time. He gets turned far too easy for a defender. He goes in, try to make the intercept. He doesn't read the game. He gets spun, and he's not got the pace to get back and make the recovery. Skatey, Trusty is a bit quicker, but he get knocked about, man, like a bag of chips the Friday night up the main street. So it was ridiculous. And then for that, getting out jump for that header. fair dues, it was a big boy he was up against, but it was way too easy for him.
See this, just where they're talking about it, this stuff with Bali, right? Now, I've spent all day trying to find this out yesterday, right? You're allowed to be registered for 3 clubs.
Yep.
You're only allowed to play games for 2 of them in a season, right? So Bali's already been registered for Barcelona because he appeared on their bench for a couple of league games, and he's been registered for us. So I don't know how people are saying but he didn't actually play any minutes. So that doesn't count. Look at Scott Bain when he signed for us. Mind he went to Hibs and hadn't played, but that was an emergency goalkeeper loan. They're under different rules, so that doesn't count. And then as I was looking back in it, and a few years ago, Hatem Ben Arfa, I mind him, it was at Newcastle. He was out in loan for Newcastle to Hull, and they pulled him back in January and went to put him back out on loan for the second half of the season, but they wouldn't allow it because he'd played games for Newcastle reserves.
Right, okay.
So I can't.
What about that left back last season for Dundee?
But Owen Beck, but mine. Klopp played him in a game, didn't he?
Aye, a cup game.
So that he couldn't come to his own loan or something, wouldn't it?
Well, that's what we thought. But they were
well, that was
to get swatched at him.
But I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced that even Bali can go to that Italy or go. The only team I think that he can play for again this season is Barcelona.
Aye.
Because it's still it's even I've spent hours trying to find even going through all the actual FIFA regulations, and there's no kind of definition. They're mere considered. They just keep saying registered, and obviously he's been registered with Barcelona if he's appeared on the bench for them.
Aye.
So that's how exciting my life is. I spent all day yesterday trying to look into that.
Aye, all right.
Hope you appreciate that.
It'd be a strange move going the new if KT's coming in.
I don't think KT. I've said it for the start. I didn't think KT would come in this window. I think it's going to be. It'll come in the summer now. I don't think it'll be in this window. Especially again, there was a talk of Greg Taylor would be leaving. Yep. I think if that was the case, if there was some way Taylor or Bally were leaving, I could see it. But I can't see Celtic bringing in KT for 5 months when we've got 2 left backs.
Yep.
You can't play in the Champions League games.
Aye. No. I totally get it, but I think KT will be in, and I hope he's a massive success. We look like a pair of tits. I'd love nothing more than to be able to play every week, or at least every second game, and at a high level. But we'll wait to see.
But that's the thing as well. I know about it. People are, if you manage his fitness in that, how do you do that? I ask people how when people come up with that, or if we can keep him for the big games in Europe and all that, but you can't guarantee that. So right, we do, or KT, you're not playing.
He needs to play games before the big games in order for match sharpness and fitness.
Aye, and then again, it doesn't matter. Any training session, any game doesn't matter. It could break down.
We'll wait and see. Maybe need to speak to Ange down at Toronto to see how they done it with Ledley King, because he never trained. He's still done all right in some of the games that he played. And wait and see. Somebody's grown there about we've not got a replacement for McGregor lined up yet. Do you think McCown can play that role?
Well, again, it depends what you're wanting the player in there today. Could he do what McGregor does now? Probably.
That's what I said.
Aye, but again, I'd rather we could get a big monster in there, a big animal that could still play a bit of football. You know what I mean? Somebody had a bit of muscle.
Yep.
I mean, I thought maybe Engels would have been getting groomed for that role, but
you said that at the start.
But maybe by the time McGregor actually retires or drops out the team, Engels might not be here.
No.
But do you know what I mean? 2 or 3 year time at the most, Engels could be away then. But you know the way transfers and all that work these days with these kind of younger players. I mean, especially the younger players that we bring in to move on. Don't get us wrong. You always want these players to, it's like you want Kuhn to come out tomorrow and I've signed a 10-year contract and says, I will promise you in my mammy's life I'll never leave this football club. But that's no real. Do you know what I mean? The days are long gone and stuff like that. I mean, even we Kuhn, I mean, no, Greg was saying about he thinks he might even be away this summer and that. No, I can't see him being away this summer, but maybe next summer, and if no then probably the summer after will be a certainty. Do you know what I mean? That'll be him about 3.5 years he'll have been here.
Yep. KT will be our next captain. When he plays. Hopefully. But I strange doctor, I thought Bernardo was going to be McGregor's replacement. See him being a big lumpy boy as well. And he's a cracking footballer. He's well educated. I thought
a good reading of the game as well.
Aye.
Which if you've got that and you're maybe not the quickest of that that really helps shoot in that position. It's like Big Beaton. Big Beaton wasn't the quickest, but he could read the game so good. Do you know what I mean? He knew where the ball. That's why he was good in there.
Yep.
Even Ian McIntosh, thanks for coming in, mate. Nice to see you, buddy. Michael Keogh, nice to see you as well, pal.
I really like Big Bernardo. I think he's a quality player. Him, Engels. As I say, I think they just need a wee bit of time. They're still young guys, new environment. As I say, Kuhn was written off by near enough everybody last season, including us. And what a pre-season he's had, and what a season he's having. What a player he is.
But I mean, every player's wrote off at certain times. Do you know what I mean? Did you know just even new signings, even players we've got, they've a couple of bad games, and I mean we're guilty as well. You get caught up with everybody else. You get caught up with what everybody else is talking about, but that's just part and part of being a fan. But especially in the modern game, do you know what I mean? It's like Trusty, we're talking about how our Trusty's no showed up too well and all that, and Kuhn was shite and now he's brilliant, Nishan was shite and now, and Big Eye does no scoring goals, is he been a waste of money and all that part? Big Eye that scores two. Big Eye that scores a couple of goals and that's it. Everybody will be like, that's him, he's backing that. Do you know what I mean? That's him funny his mojo and stuff. But see the thing about it, see if football fans didn't moan, there would be nothing to talk about.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we came on here the other night, it was a poor result, but that was it, blah, blah, blah. 5 minutes, see if we all agreed on everything, it would be 5 minutes, a 5-minute chat, and that would be it, nothing to go on about. Mm-hmm. Evening, Estapona, boy, nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah. As I say, I like Bernardo. He's the other night, he should have hit a couple of decent chances, and he should have been hooked a bit earlier, but there's definitely a player in there. But my starting midfield would be McCown, McGregor, and Engels. And then I thought Maeda would have been back before now. I thought he was only missing the one game.
But no, he wasn't in the bench the other night, wasn't he? No. So again, but that's one player you want to try and make sure he's going to be fit for this young boys game. Do you know, innit?
That's it.
But saying that as well, I mean, Kyogo, again, it's Ross County and Dundee played against, but I've slagged the guy off enough, so I'm going to give him the praise for it. I've been really, really impressed with Kyogo the last couple of games, Jerry. I really have.
Fair play to him. Better out the wing, but he took his two goals well at the weekend. Brilliant, and it's probably one of his better games this season for us. That's for sure.
You can just see, I mean, even the amount of times he was involved, just the amount of time that he was involved in the game, he was looking for the ball, he was trying to create things and all that. I mean, I'd be quite happy. See what you're saying there, but Jerry, if we were going to bring in a striker this window, I'd be quite happy if it was to come in as like him and Ida to sort it out, and Kyogo just moving out to play as one of our wingers.
Yep.
Just even between now and the end of the season to see how it goes for a few months. But their last 2 games for me, Kyogo's shown me personally a hell of a lot more than he's shown so far in the season for Celtic. Just
Aye.
even, and I'm no faulting his work rate in that, but his work rate up front, it's because we don't see all his wee runs as such and all that. Right? He's running his arse off, but we don't see it. But you see Ida coming back to collect the ball and the bit of hold up playing that. Right? That's no Kyogo's game. And it's obviously not working for Kyogo as a centre forward or as a striker under Rodgers. So maybe playing him out the wings the way to go with him.
Yep. Right. Well, I don't know. That game we played with Mordor was horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Mhm.
We played out in that left. He was like a man down. But yet that was meant to be his position, and Mida was meant to be played through the middle. And then it was Ange that switched him. But as I say, that's probably one of his best games so far out in that wing for us. But he's always worked hard, and he's always looked to make. He is a clever wee player, although he needs umpteen chances at times to score. He does make intelligent runs, and he's quite a clever wee player. But I've always thought he worked hard, regardless of everything else. I've always thought he's been a hard worker. So.
See, like even his scoring rate, we're going about missing sitters. It's like wingers in that you forgive other players for missing sitters. Do you get what I mean?
Aye.
It's like, see, if a ball falls to Alistair Johnson and he claffs it by the post or something, it's easier to score. You kind of, that's a shocking miss, blah blah blah. 2 minutes later, you forgot about it because he's a right back. Do you know what I mean? You just forgive and forget it. Whereas if it's Kyogo, it sticks in your head. What about that one he missed against so and so? What about that one he missed against so and so?
That's a striker's job, though, to put the ball in the back of the net.
Aye. But I mean, playing foot in the wing, scoring 2 goals, you can't fault that. If he does that, or if he can do that for us, he's better out in the wing. He's better out in the wing for scoring goals than he is in the centre.
Aye, well, what was it? One of the goals, must have been the first one. When he scored that, it was because the ball, or it was him. He whipped the ball in first time for one of our goals. I'm trying to think who it was. He whipped the ball in, played it in first time. That's the reason we get a goal. Went out my head. Must be talking absolute mincemeat. But no, I would. Somebody's saying there about them interchanging Kyogo, Maeda, and Kuhn. Would Rodgers go for that? I don't think he'd fancy Kuhn playing through the middle. No. I don't know. I think that guy's got the potential to play anywhere he wants.
I don't know about setting him up front, and he's kind of a wee guy in that again, isn't it?
Aye. Who cares?
But I'd rather see him out in the wing running riot.
Aye. The minute he cuts inside, that's the thing. He can go outside or inside, but see the minute he cuts inside, that's it. You're expecting a goal.
Some of his goals have been different class.
Aye. Since pre-season to now, he's been unreal. And as I say, I know how Greg's saying he'll be off skiing this summer, but I don't think he'll be off this summer.
No, I'm expecting him to sign a new contract.
Aye, him and Rodgers.
I mean, Kuhn deserves a new contract. He really does. I mean, I don't think he'll be any kind of great amount of money coming from Austria, and he's proved. I mean, I'm not saying make him one of our top earners, but he definitely deserves to go up to the next level of the wage structure, whatever it is.
100%, definitely. He's the one that would fetch us the most money to be sold tomorrow.
Was that Jerry?
He's the one that would fetch us the most money to be sold tomorrow. And he's
Kuhn?
the one he's the last one we'd want to see go. As I say, he's the one that's got that wee bit of spark and wee bit of class. And you look to him to unlock games.
And he's only got to get better.
100%.
Yeah, because you can see he's got a confidence in himself.
Yep.
He's confident when he's got the ball. Very rarely kind of panicking. Do you know what I mean? He's always knows what he's trying to do, and He's
Aye.
kind of calm and level-headed when he plays. Aye, he's a
Yep.
cracking player.
Aye, definitely. So, aye, we'll wait and see. I say that I'm all for trying to play around teams, but see now and then we're going to need to go route one. So, Big Ida's going to have a big part to play as well. Some of the times that we're trying to walk the ball into the net and not play around teams isn't happening. Sometimes we're going to get the balls into the box as well for that big guy to try and go in the end or try and make something happen, not win a header.
Even getting back and like, you know what I mean? Getting back to like when Sutton and Hartson and Damon Larson. I mean, buzz up to, if you're struggling for a goal, punt buzz up to Big Ida and have them knockdowns for Kyogo and the couldn't run onto.
Aye.
McGregor, I mean, McGregor was scoring goals at the beginning of the season, getting up about the edge of the area, taking shots. What's happened to that? I know.
Aye, I know. He was always, the younger years anyway, better, more advanced.
Aye.
As an attacking midfielder rather than trying to do this all over and hold midfield and all the rest of it. But he's
I've said it
31, 32 now, so...
It was when Scott Brown left.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? It was when Scott Brown left and we dropped to 4-2-3-1. Evening, Ken. Nice to see you, bud.
Yep. Go back to the old 4-4-2, man. Get a couple of wingers and just get the big man to knock balls down to Kyogo to score them. But I always thought Rodgers would change for me. I've said it. People must be sick of saying it, but we always thought he would change formation away for the 4-3-3. I don't know. It comes down to personnel.
Well, that's what we thought. We thought it was just maybe the players that he had there at the time, and once he could buy one or two players for the positions he wanted, he would maybe go back to the 4-2-3-1.
Yep. I don't know if it would suit the troops that we've got now. I don't know if it would suit some of the ones that we've got now, but we were blown teams away at one point, so we can't be mumping and moaning about that. But as I said, dropping Engels pissed us off. Dropping Baye, I mean, I'm a Taylor, but he's kind of won me over, and I do feel sorry for him. But if you want to improve as a team and progress, you're always looking to be better than you're always wanting somebody better than that's there. Tierney of old's an upgrade on Taylor, but we're not going to be getting the Tierney of old. Trusty's an upgrade in scales as it stands now. Vickers, cracking big player, but I think we could get better in there. Johnson's been shite, to be honest, the last wee while. You could get right through the team, but the other night was a shambles. The Hun game was an absolute abysmal. So we've been stuttering for a while, mate. It was the defeat to the Huns has been coming, but something's no right. It's just no clicking now for us.
The fault there's you can't really. I mean, I say that the Huns game, people says, Guy Carter, Vickers, and Schmeichel pass marks. I wouldn't give any of them pass marks for that Huns game. None of them deserved it. It's just there's something missing for the team. There's no spark about the team.
That's it.
Dr. Strangelove and that, again, talking about all this possession and stuff like that. I mean, we spoke about it in the last pod, Doctor. When Rodgers said about it and talking about, we need to pass it about to open up different attacking avenues. We all get that, but what we can't get is why Kasper Schmeichel, Carter Vickers, and whoever else is playing in the centre-back position are all passing it about themselves, and then you've got McGregor standing 3 yards away from him. He gets the ball off of one of them and then just gives them it back. It's as if we're playing with three centre-backs and they're just passing the ball about themselves for no reason at all. Because any team, but pass the ball about in there up, trying to press them back. If you're passing it about on the final third, you've got maybe a chance of them making a mistake if you've seen a pass through, then you're going to see if it's passing it about the back too.
Listen, we've got the two of the fastest wingers in the league in Maida and Kuhn, and we never get the ball once or behind their fullbacks. Do you know what I mean? We should have been stretching them rather than this passing the ball about the back. Rodgers made that was a boo boo with Rodgers. We try to compare us to the Swansea fans and then see this B. I don't understand why he's trying to explain it. There's idiots out there as well in both sets of supports, but see the way he was trying to explain it as if we're all stupid. You need to pass it here and twist and pivot and all this. The name of the game, you get the ball in the ball, ball it back in the net, get the ball into the box. That's the way you're going to score goals. See, passing it out at the back, it's not going to win you games of football. We should have had the balls.
It's the furthest away. It's the furthest away you can be.
Of course.
Do you get what I mean? It's like any football coach will tell you that if the ball's up the opposite end of the park, at least you're not conceding a goal.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like that was the thing. Keep attacking. You get up the park and attack them. They're not attacking you.
Aye. But everything was off. Just the pass about at the back. You want to hold on to the ball. If they've not got it, they're not going to score. But if they're 2-0 up, they're just letting you pass the ball out at the back. Fantastic. But on the same hand, the teams are all sitting in against us. They're all sitting against us, and sometimes it does become difficult to break it down. So.
And then when they don't sit in against us, they fucking tear us apart like Dundee did the other night.
Aye.
I mean, you wonder what these other managers are sitting thinking when they see that. Why they don't come and have a go at Celtic? Because I mean, there's a few teams that done it. I mean, even go back to the Falkirk Cup game. Do you know what I mean? We beat them in that, but they gave us a hell of a tough game.
Mm-hmm. Aye, it's They hit us in the break a couple of times last night. I mean, we had the chances to break that up. A couple of chances to break it up. We still let them rattle their way onto the box. That big boy took his goal fantastic. Then it was deflection off of Vickers for the second. And then
another OG in his copybook.
And then the third duck it's always going to happen with
you can't blame him for that one.
As I say, that was a great ball into the 6-yard box, but there was only one place that was gone with them all piled into that 6-yard area. And then thrust his pirouette and get up. So as I say, it's telltale signs have been there for a wee while, but that's what I was hoping, a decent sign in this window to give us a wee bit of spark to get us going again. Because it's just, there's something missing.
For me, I don't, right, maybe it is a wee bit of fatigue creeping in with the players and that, but for me, it's down to, no, I'm not what I say, it's down to the tactics for me, Jerry. I don't think signing any, but I don't know, I don't see what.
Well, tactics is in what? Is it the way we're set up, or the way we're playing the game, or what? Or something?
Well, for me, it's the way we're playing the game.
What, a slow, predictable passing?
And plus, a wee bit I mean, let's face it, a wee bit it's even down to luck, as we said about like Big E does the other night. You know what I mean? We could have been 3-0 up in that game any other night. Get through the motions for the second half. So maybe it's just a wee bit, need a wee bit of rub of the green now and again, but it's just, for me, it's down to Rodgers has got to, it was him, what's changed earlier on in the season, Jerry, when we were running amok, pinging passes about and tearing teams apart. What's changed for then?
Yep.
It's not to do with personnel, it's for all the same players we've got.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing in new signings will obviously improve the team as such, but what if these new signings are just coming in to do the same stuff that we're sitting watching?
Right.
I mean, it's like we talk about Kuhn and that, and we're talking about our wingers and that, but even down to that, it's so predictable, the wingers. When was the last time you seen Kuhn take on a man and hit the byline? So I saw somebody said it in the chat earlier on, the only player I've seen doing it lately is Yang.
Aye.
But I mean, everything's kind of robotic. Like tactic wise, so you're getting the ball to Kuhn, right? They're playing well, nice wee passes for Johnson, blah blah blah, to get the ball up to Kuhn, and then it's like get inside, and then you're just relying on Kuhn to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But you want, for me, you want the ball to go out to your winger, and you want the full back to think, right, where's he gone? If you're playing against Kuhn, you know where he's gone all the time, constantly.
Yep.
Most of the time, even with Maeda, it depends how far in front of him he's kicked the ball, whether he tries to cross it or no. Do you know what I mean? But the tactics, again, is still cut inside.
I think it's was it no Kuhn that hit the byline, had the right good cut back for, was it Engels?
I'm not talking about like in the box and that, Jerry. I'm talking about out wide, dragging the full back out wide and putting in do you know what I mean? Like an old proper, old-fashioned kind of cross. Yep. In the box, inside the box, they'll get to the byline and try and all their wee fancy flicks about and that. But I'm talking about actually dragging your full back away out wide and beating them and crossing the one for deep. Do you know what I mean? You never do that.
I know, but then the other argument is crossing it into who? If you get Kogo in the middle of that box, there's no... Oh, he's not going to win much in the air, but his first couple of seasons for us, getting across that front post, the front of that defender, he scored a hell of a lot of goals as well. But I don't know. Rodgers isn't going to change, that's for one thing.
No.
We knew what we're getting. We knew what we're getting. But I know you're saying that the players need to have the chance to kind of... But this is what happens sometimes when players are overcoached. They turn into robots.
Aye. And I think that was a bit like what Ange was... I've said this before. I think Ange was like that.
Aye.
Look at the... I said, speaking it was about Maeda. I mean, look at the difference just in his actual personality and everything. If Rodgers came in.
Yep.
It's as if Rodgers has maybe said to him, enjoy yourself, go out there and, do you know what I mean, be happy in that. Whereas Ange, it was always, I know it was always, we never stop all that, but it was as if everybody, that was your job, you just do that. If you get the ball, you either do this with it or you do that. That's your two options.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ange was a bit more stringent that way, but I think sometimes, I mean, Rodgers, sometimes when he talks about the game, obviously the guy knows what he's talking about, but sometimes it's as if, I don't know, is he trying to, no, maybe, I don't know if because he's trying to explain it to like the press or us, he still thinks maybe it's still a wee bit of his ego, but it's always so philosophical and, do you get what I mean? There's never just a straight answer for him.
Uh-huh. Yep. Aye, definitely. But as I say, he's not going to change. We knew what we're getting, and as much as he's a decent manager, sometimes this is their downfall when they're stuck in their ways and they won't change. I say another team knows how they're going to set up and how they're going to play, so it's easy to counteract it. But
that's the question, Jerry, what has changed? What's changed for earlier on in the season? The performances look. I mean, fair dues, Dortmund was poor, but where's the fight and the drive and that we saw like against Atalanta?
It can only be fatigue, mate. It can only be fatigue.
There's got to be something to do with it. And even when Rodgers was in the paper the other day talking about he'd like to get the winter break brought back in and stuff like that.
Aye. Thank God they never, because that would have been the Huns game, then that winter break. Can you imagine the 2 or 3 weeks winter break of that? You'd be shite yourself coming back thinking, what's going to happen, how they're going to perform, all the usual stuff. The wheels come off the car. So
I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of international football that's been played so far in all this season.
100% agree. Was it no 3 games international games we played before October or something like that?
I can't remember. But it was every 2 weeks we were stopping for an international break.
Exactly. And then you think of sometimes some of the players, especially like White and that, they weren't getting any training sessions in before they were going back to play games for us. So that stops you working and stuff as well. But then you think the amount of miles that this team's travelled between internationals and European games since the start of the season. It's going to take its toll as well.
Especially when the Japanese guys in that, it's not exactly just flying about Europe. No. Like, do you know what I mean? It's long haul flights in that.
Even it's Trusty and Vickers, if they're ever picked for, I don't know where the game is. Trusty, I think, gets picked quite regular, does he know?
I so did Carter Vickers. Well, I don't know. I mean, to get tortured in that
Gets
Copa
sent
America.
off.
I don't know if he's been dropped or whatever. But no, I think he's still in the squad. But
yep. So that's still a long jaunt for them. So it can only be down to fatigue, mate. And maybe that's how Rodgers will know better than us. We need to get the sports sites and all the rest of it. They'll be telling them who's on it and who's no. So maybe that's he's trying to rotate that's why Engels is no playing every game. He's getting rested because of all my games we've got coming up. I was looking forward to that Aston Villa game at the end of the season, but they look as if they've turned a corner, and I think it could be we could be on it hiding there.
oh, their fans are still moaning on their form. That's just one you're still moaning. They're talking about wanting Emery sacked and that.
He's a decent manager.
I've seen Villa's not going to get much better than that.
No. I seen the what was it, charging £50 a ticket for us, and then they've took for restrictive view, they've took a pound off for £49.
Aye, but they're one of the clubs, I'm sure. They've done away with all the OAP things and child's tickets and all that. I'm sure that was one of the forums I saw a lot of stuff on.
Yep.
So they're trying to maximise their income and stuff like that. But I saw that somebody put it up.
That's Bobby summed it up there. We lost to Dortmund, drew Aberdeen, Dundee United, and lost to the Ox. First cut the bag, 13 clear, season's fucked.
I know. See if somebody tell you that at the beginning of the season, that's where we'd be sitting on the 16th of January. Oh, definitely.
Aye, 100%. Rodgers for Emery, Kieran's asking.
In a couple of years, maybe.
Aye.
I would take Emery, definitely. Aye.
And Europe for who was it? Villarreal.
Was it no Atletico?
No, it wasn't Atletico. Can't remember who it was, but
it was with somebody. And then he went to Arsenal, didn't he? And that was a disaster for him.
Aye, he never. But hey, sometimes it just never works out.
That was just funny. That Arsenal job for a while.
Was it him that signed Tierney?
Oh, I don't know.
No. Was it him? I thought it was him that maybe signed Tierney.
It might be. But I was the same as the Man United job. Anybody getting in there after that Wagner was going to have a nightmare of a job. Well, their G-Doc saying, it was. There we go. Get KT back again. When Rodgers bolts, we can just KT go and Angie system also better. Villarreal and Sevilla, was that who it was? I'm not saying you're wrong, Bobby, but no, for some strange reason I thought he was in charge of Atletico for a while. But I can't see anybody like that after Rodgers, to be realistic, can you? Who do you think here? Oh, there he's cut off. Come on, Jerry. This is all we need, man. San Francisco, hail, nice to see you, bud. There we go. Dr. Strangelove, I'd keep Rodgers until Ange needs a job. You wouldn't take Ange back, would you? We can't just keep swapping back. We can't just swapping back manager. All right, Jerry, bud.
She turned off the internet there, man. It cut me off.
We can't just keep going back and forward with manager, Strangelove. Do you know what I mean? But Rodgers is only 51, so we'll get through and it'll be like we'll get Scott Brown in as manager. Then once he's away, we'll get Rodgers back. Then when KT becomes, it'll be Callum McGregor.
KT will be in there.
It'll be Callum McGregor after that, won't it? And then it'll be get Rodgers back. Then it'll be KT. Then it'll be right. That's it. Get Rodgers back. Rodgers is 80-odd-year-old coming back for the 7th time.
What about the young boys? I seen it was who was it getting looked at by a couple of teams from down south.
Well,
one of the young boys in the B team. Is it Cummins? That was it.
Cummins, aye.
Somebody else had piped up saying that, was it Rodgers and that, didn't think it was going to be quick enough for first team football.
Aye, I seen somebody saying that, aye.
And then I can't remember, was it Brentford and somebody else?
But that's the thing, but if he's not going to fit into what Rodgers is looking for, no matter how good he is, it's never going to work for him, is it?
Well, if he's not in his plans, but I say Brentford have they seem to do quite well with their signings.
Aye, did. But I mean that's the thing. You've used all that so hell of that data-driven stuff and all that. Do you know what I mean? So obviously the boys meeting what they're looking for, and their algorithms and stuff like that. But I mean, why is Celtic not using that more often? I mean, Rodgers goes on about using it and that, but even getting back to the KT thing without harping on about it, if that's the best you're coming up with all our scouting and all our data driven and our Dr. Football and all Brendan Rodgers' contracts, it's a bit. I keep saying it. This reminds me of kind of Peter Lowell deal. This thing with KT.
Right. I don't know. He'll herald it as a £20 million player gets signed for nada. But as you say, if KT's the best we can come up for, I mean, we all loved him when he was here. Fantastic player. We'd love him to get back to that level. Just can't see it happening. But you're interested to see the signings that Tisdale's going to be making, or players he's going to be identifying for us, and see what happens with them.
I mean, some of the wingers in that have been linked with are quite. I mean, get guys in the chat; they'll not be able to fire the names up, but some of them would be some cracking players. I think. Young boy, Toure.
Aye,
Hammerby. He was free. He looks the dog's bollocks, man. There was one the day that get put up in the forum as well.
Did Bangura look good in that YouTube? You know what I mean? I don't bother with that. There was him. Who was the one? Henke, wherever he is. Not even here the night. Disgrace. Henke had mentioned a boy weeks ago. I can't remember. Pavado or somebody like that. Bobby must know. Bobby will know. He must have told Bobby in his sleep. And then there was that Moro. It was another one, Moro as well. Puado, aye, that was it. So, I think a couple of them have looked on YouTube and they look decent. But I don't know. He's definitely wanting a left mid.
The boy for Villa, he's a player as well. See if we could get him. That would be that Louis Barry.
Aye, I thought Villa fancied him as well.
Aye, well, they're wanting to sign a new contract and just go out on loan again.
Right. What age is he? Young?
He's only but maybe 2021, that Louis Barry.
Yep. And it's went all quiet on that Burnley captain as well, isn't it?
Aye.
Everybody's been linked with him. But it was a weird, I don't know, just a wrong age, I thought, for us, 29. It's no often we've seen somebody that age.
Guys like Aaron Moy and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe just even like Rodgers, just maybe he wants like, it's maybe not even as a player, right? You'll be he'll get game time, but it's maybe just something, a kind of maturity to bring to the dressing room or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe Rodgers knows the guy and thinks he could do something like as a squad member. Do you know what I mean? Yep. A heat person in the squad or that.
Aye. Yeah, P. McLaughlin saying he mentioned Louis Barry weeks ago on here. I'll back you up and say you did, mate.
Aye, I'm sure it was. Patrick who put it. Aye. But it's one of, to be honest, it was one of the names that see when it first came out. Maybe even have been on here that you mentioned them, Patrick. But see, the first few times I saw wee snippets about it, I thought, there's no way we'll be able to get him off Aston Villa.
Yep.
But I just thought there'd have been bigger, richer, don't mean bigger, you know what I mean when I say that, bigger, richer clubs than us after him, do you know what I mean? Because, I mean, he had some pedigree. The guy was away playing with the Barcelona youth team and stuff, that's where he came from. Who was it? We reading about it earlier on the day. Was it West Brom or something, and he left them to go to Barcelona and was in that, the Messiah and all that, and went through all that. So he's had a right good education in the game, do you know what I mean?
Yep. Aye, fair dues. It'd be all right if we get a hold of him.
Patrick saying he reminds me of Rooney.
What is my quarter player? He Rooney busy with something else. What would it be a development fee we need to give them or what?
No,
No.
because I think it's a bit like what Spurs done with Carter Vickers. I think he's got a year left in his contract. Mm-hmm. So they're wanting me to extend that so that he's not getting into freedom of contract next summer.
I laughed there, I love it. Sylvester Stallone looked good on YouTube and escaped to victory.
No, he didn't. He made about one decent save in the full film.
Aye, brilliant save as well, man. Unbelievable. Gordon Banks-esque. What about Ben Doak? Do you think he regrets leaving or chucking it earlier? What? Or do you think, no, he's down there.
They're talking about £30 million for him in that.
Aye, I know. But that's what happens.
I think that was a bit pie in the sky, but no, I don't think he'll be regretting it.
I don't think he'll be regretting it. I mean, he said the training and education and all that he'd have had down there, but in and around that first team would have been fantastic. But it comes down to, I mean, if they're looking to pump him already, because I don't think that slot rates him. We've thought that since the start of the season. He'll be a rich laddie, but it's where he's going to end up next. I think he could still, we've definitely been able to do a job for us, but I think he's looked really good when any of the games I've seen him in.
Aye. You know, Ipswich seem to be kind of there wanting him, you know, they'll get another team that's like kind of building and a well run kind of, or trying to be that kind of, like the bigger clubs that do well down there now.
Yep.
And that's what, I mean, it just shows you, but see when you look at the teams that are in that pub league, for all the money that teams down there splash about and that, there's still wee teams down there that are doing it the right way. Do you know what I mean? Either picnic, they're getting players for us and maybe paying £20 million for them, but that's just what Terence says, they can afford it. It's just a balance of, do you know what I mean? What you've got and what you can spend, they can afford to do that, but they're not just going out and splashing money on big names to try and, oh, look, this wee team's saying, do you know what I'm talking about? They're not just going out and splashing, like, going out, it would be like one of the weird teams like Ipswich going out and signing Tierney, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still a £25 million player down there, it's still quite a big name for Ipswich to sign.
Yep.
But there's no way that they'd get out and do that. Ipswich and your Brentfords and what's the other one? Brighton and that, they're looking for the next KT. Do you know what I mean? That's what
Brighton and Brentford have done fantastic with their scouting and their signings. I mean, Brighton sold that boy for $100 million and bought him for buttons.
I know.
Chelsea. Fernandes, was it? Enzo Fernandes.
But that's what I'm saying.
It can be done.
These wee clubs down there, although they're still spending a fair bit of money on players, but compared to the bigger teams that they're competing against, it's peanuts.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's like what. But I mean, there's no. See, that's the thing about it. There's not really all these like smaller Scottish clubs. They talk about that's what they want to do, but none of them actually go out there and do it. Do you get what I mean? I mean, see, like if you're a weird team, see, like I don't know, say even like Dundee, right? If you're the Dundee owner or even like the CEO of football operations or that trying to run the club, surely you should be putting more money into your kind of scouting system across Europe to try to get bringing in. Do you know what I mean? Having a better youth setup than bothering about signing.
Aye. I know what you mean.
Do you know what I'm trying to get at?
Aye, 100%. Dundee's ground staff, they need a wage rise anyway. That pitch looked immaculate the other night.
Oh, compared to what it'd been, definitely. It was like a bowling green, wasn't it?
Yep. So, but I think they redo it at the weekend of the summer because of the Mighty Monkeys. Their game get postponed up there, didn't it?
Aye.
But I can totally understand what you get. But see, until Scottish football revamps the youth setup, they're August. They're all good.
Aye, 100%. That's one of the things that, I mean, it's, well, surely to God the full of Scottish football can agree on the best thing to do for the youth players.
You would like to think, mate.
Do you know what I mean? It's like Brett. I mean, if we keep saying it, it's like if Celtic do this, Rangers will be like, no. If the Rangers say this, Celtic will be like, no.
Yep.
But when it comes to like the betterment of the league and the youth producing youth players and stuff like that, surely they've got to be a mutual grunt. It can't be a wee stupid parochial argument stuff. Do you know what I mean? There's got to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They keep. It's like the SFA all the years they bring in all these footballing czars that are coming in to revolutionise grassroots football and all this kind of part. Probably spend millions on it, and nothing ever changes.
No.
So there's got to be, and I mean, I don't know the answer to it. You're a lot more involved in grassroots, even at grassroots level, and that, Jerry Nammer. But for there to the step up to going for like a Celtic B team to Celtic first team, that gap is bigger than it's ever been, ever.
Yep, 100%.
So the full of Scottish football has got to get together and look at what's the best way for this grassroots level. Right, we seem to be doing all right up to this level, and then we kind of lose it. So what do we do? And who do you go and ask to come in and sort that for you?
Aye, I don't know. It's, as I said at the pre-season, the end of the last season, was it a day in that we're talking about how they were going to need to, it was up to them to try and think of ways to bridge the gap, but it's not going to happen unless the boys are playing at a higher level week in, week out. Just rather playing against juniors, boys that have been pulling a shift.
Aye, you can have the best youth coaches in the world. It's not going to make any difference to their players, I don't think.
Aye. But
you keep going on about, look at all the smaller countries like Holland and stuff like that, and that's how they do it. But it's all right looking at it, but go and try and do stuff that they're doing then. Do you get what I mean?
You don't see the amount of money it's fired into that. The amount of coaches, the amount of money, the amount of grass facilities and all that, and it's the money it's fired into that's frightening. They're just not going to do that in Scotland.
But to look at it, look at it, and then just look for a starting point of doing something, Jerry. Do you know what I mean? Well, get sponsors involved. Even if Celtic need to put money into it, if all the clubs need to put X amount of money that they make into it, fair dues.
Yep.
No, but I mean, if Celtic need to put in 5 million, the Rangers need to put in 4 million, the rest of the money to put in, even if it's only £1 million, all the way down to maybe the weird clubs 200,000. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
That the SFA just take off their prize money, whatever they're due, and then the club owe the rest of it, whatever.
Right. We'll wait to see, man.
Make it.
Aye,
but just make it a national thing that there's no options. This is what the guys that running the game. This is the best advice going forward. Go and I know he's been out of the game for years, but go and ask Alex Ferguson what he would do.
I've said that. There's him, there's Moyes, there's a few of them, Stratton, the lot.
Just a bit of advice. Just a bit, get these guys and ask them their advice about what do you think we could do? Martin O'Neill. Although the youth side of things wasn't really his forte, but he's still got an idea of what makes a good football player.
Exactly. There, Lovett was asking you, Jink will go for Lennon Millen. We're talking about youth. Jink will go for him still.
I definitely think we should be.
But do you think we actually will?
Aye.
I don't think we will. Don't think we will. But I think he's injured now. I mean, I've not seen enough of him. I've seen the game, a couple of chances. I think he hit the bar or the post twice against us. That was kind of it. I know he's only a young laddie, but I've heard a lot of other people saying that he's got to be a right good player. And I had seen enough of Ferguson when he was at Aberdeen to wish that we'd went for him. And I still think what a player he would have been in our midfield. the new.
Well, I'd
If
say
he was here.
Lennon Miller's probably the best young Scottish midfielder. Fae Lewis Ferguson.
Aye. No, that'll not be hard.
No,
That'll be hard.
I know it's not that hard, aye.
But no, I don't think it was.
But,
Something else.
but we've got to bin for him. For me, that's a dereliction of duty for no in for him.
Aye, I don't.
Do you know what I mean? Into there for one. I mean, even as I've said, even if he goes back to Motherwell for a year, even 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? To keep him playing, he goes to Motherwell for a year and then even put him at a higher level for a year to finish him off. Down to a championship team or something like that. Yep. But I mean, he's only 18-year-old.
Aye.
As long as he's a Celtic player, just get him signed on a contract and then just develop his career. Show him a pathway. Aye, maybe not be straight into the Celtic team. It might be. Rodgers might say to him, because I mean, I'll put it to you this way: some of the performances I've seen for Lennon Miller this season, he'd put in a better performance than Hatate has in a lot of the games.
Aye, I don't know about hard. But
do you know what I mean?
What about Johnny Kerry came on the other day for the 5-10 minutes, whatever it was?
I was so wanting that goal again for him.
Aye, 100%. But he looked direct. He looked as if he had a bit of pace. He looked as if he had something about him. And I would have rather he came on as our last sub the other day than bloody Palmer.
I thought it would have been Kane. That was a weird one to bring Palmer on, wasn't it?
Aye, Palmer's he's dug me. He's never going to cut the mustard here. I know we keep saying we're going on about Yang now, getting a chance and all the rest of it. Palmer's no.
Palmer will be away this window.
Aye, but we still need to get another winger in to replace him.
That'll be the thing. It'll be, see, when Palmer will not be allowed to leave till we get another winger in.
Aye.
Once we get our winger deal finalised, even if it's not been announced, see if Palmer gets announced that he's left, you'll know that Celtic signed a winger. It's just not been announced yet. But for me, that's what it's been. Because it's obvious it's not working out for them. Right. And any of the talk you see on Twitter, it's like, Celtic aren't prepared to do a deal at this time. That's all. For me, that's just code word for they're waiting to we're losing our players, so we need somebody. We need it just to keep the numbers up. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I was hoping rather than Palmer, it was going to be Kenny, and he was going to try and play through the middle. Because as I say, he looked as if he had a bit of pace and he wanted to get stuck in. So I'd like to see, as Paul had called it right the last time, saying that when he had been here, he was a bit homesick and asked to get back. So hopefully he's here and he can get settled and can get a run of games so we can see what he can do.
I just maybe need it to grow up a wee, mature a wee bit. Do you know what I mean?
It's a big jump leaving your family and your home. I know it's only all over the water, but still, that's how some of the boys that come here.
You're still not getting your mammy's cooking. Do you know what I mean? You're still not going home to your own bed, seeing your mum and that every day, innit?
Aye, that's exactly. It's always a change, massive change going to a new environment. A big jump, but just say you need to make allowances for some of the players that come in. You think players are going to hit the ground running and they're just turning up and it's a game of football and all right, they play well. But there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes on in the background that contributes to how they're playing and how they're performing.
Many players, as we've heard the stories, and it's like their wives just can't settle. Can you imagine going out there trying to play football knowing that you're getting home and your wife's sitting there with her face tripping because she doesn't like the weather? I do that every day
if you work.
But do you know what I mean? With your wife sitting there moaning about the weather, it's too cold, it's freezing. The rains don't like to go because it's too cold and it's raining all the time and you're always at training. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine how to put up with that?
Thing, mate. It's a female. They're all torn-faced bastards, so it's a female thing. Sorry, Shell, if you're still in, and crop bags if you're there too, but or maybe it's just the females.
The thing like that, and then you're like, they're my pay slip for this weekend. They're another 16 grand in the bank.
Aye, I wish. I don't make that.
No, but if you're a football player, into your weight, that's the key. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
All these women that are moaning about having to stay. I mean, many players have came and their wives don't even come with them.
Aye, no, I know. They're Cameron saying that the Japanese guys have settled in. brilliant considering, and it's a good fair point, man. It's a total
But they'd
culture
have,
shock for them.
but they've had each other. Think how I bet they've done. Do you know what I mean? They'll have their own wee.
100%. That's how, back to Dovcek, we were talking about him the other week. Was that not how they signed the two Polish boys together? Was it Dovcek and
Jakinovsky?
Jakinovsky, that was it, aye. That's how they signed the both of them together to try and help them settle in.
But that massively must have helped with the wee Japanese guys, definitely, to them and their families and all that, like, was settling
100%.
in and finding schools and finding houses, and do you know what I mean? I know that. I think how lonely that would have been just for like one of their wives and their interpreter. Whereas there was three wives and the interpreter of. Do you know what I mean? It would make some difference.
I don't know. Not very many Japanese speaking schools in Scotland or Glasgow even. So try to get their wains and all that
stuff. But it'd be private stuff, but again, they probably wouldn't want their wains. No, ostracised, no the word. That means you've done something wrong, didn't it? But just like no meeting other wains and mixing with other wains. They've got to be going somewhere, isn't it?
Aye. Yep. Do you think we'll see McGregor dropped in the near future? Or rested, shall we say?
I was going to say Dr. Rested. We say this all the time, didn't we?
For Engels, Bernardo, McCowan.
We're at home against Kilmarnock, didn't we, the weekend?
Half 5 kick-off, man.
But, I mean, does McGregor need to play in that? He's been off the boil again for a couple of weeks. Again, we're talking, we've got McCowan, we've got Bernardo, we've got Engels. Even throw Hatate into the mix for substitution-wise and stuff like that. Does McGregor need to start that game on Saturday or Sunday? Saturday? No, for me, he doesn't.
Bet he will.
Aye, probably will.
Bet he will. It'd be nice to try referee to see how they go on.
I mean, what was the game that he was out for? He get rested for the other week.
McGregor?
The game, aye. Was it the game before the Huns game?
Aye, it was. I'm sure it was, aye.
And the midfield played brilliant.
Yep. Then bring him back in.
Aye, so, I mean, it's proven that we don't need McGregor to be playing every game. We've said it for years. We've said it for the last couple of years because he was just obviously losing international stuff. Good for us to keep him fit. But to get the best out of McGregor, he needs to be fully fit and firing on all cylinders. And the way he's walking about the park and just pointing. I mean, he's misplacing passes and shouting at the guy that was. Do you know what I mean? It's not their fault. He's shouting at them.
100%.
It's him that needs his mojo back. That's what it is. See if McGregor plays Celtic play.
What's your team for the game on Saturday?
Oh, what's my team? Or what do I think it will be?
What do you think it will be?
Oh,
just the same as normal.
I think Scales will come in for Trusty.
Think so?
I think.
I know his Trusty was shite, but see the thing is, dropping him, and then everybody quite clearly seen that Roger said weak as piss. I don't think it's going to do his confidence any good at all. I think he's got to stick with him.
Stuff his confidence, Jerry. He needs to know that that's unacceptable, and if you play like that for Celtic, you're dropped. That's no good enough.
I do agree with that, but I think it's a long road back if he's... We all know it's weak as piss. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. He was like a big fairy. But for his manager to be caught saying it, and then I'm getting dropped the following game, I don't think it's... I don't know if it's the right move. But on you go, who do you think?
Yeah, but Keith Patrick's going to be trusted. Well, I think Scales will come back in a day. Taylor, it'll be McGregor, Engels. And I honestly wouldn't surprise me to see Hatate starting. It wouldn't.
No.
And then Kuhn. either Kyogo, I mean, it's like what you're talking about with Trusty. Do you keep it with Big Ida in the hope that he gets this goal and gets the monkey off his back, or do you, if my Ida's still out, does that kind of force the hand that Kyogo's going to be playing out wide again?
Aye.
I think it'll be, I'll go with Kuhn, Ida and Kyogo.
Yeah.
What about you? You still think Trusty will stay in?
I think he'll keep Trusty in. That's the team I think he'll go with. Trusty in. Surely Bawz got to start this game if Taylor started that one. And then it'll be McGregor, the usual, and then it'll be McCowan and Engels, and then Kyogo, Ida, and Kuhn. But obviously, I would have the same back four. I'd probably rest I would try Bernardo. I know he's been pants, but I'd like to see Bernardo, McCowan and Engels together. And then I would have Kuhn, Maeda. And as much as Kyogo's been playing well, I'd give Ida the run. So Kuhn, Ida and Maeda. If Maeda's fit. Also, he's no fit, I'd be sticking Kyogo in. Yang, for me,
well,
he worked hard. There's something
we need
to
make sure Maeda's... We need to make sure Maeda's fit for the week, for the midweek game.
Aye, that's it.
So maybe depending, I mean, we know what he's like. He's a fucking machine.
Aye.
So if he can do it, he'll play in the 2 games, no bother. But maybe even just wrap him in cotton wool to keep him for the European game.
Aye. They're peewee close. I thought is McGregor no made his 500th appearance? No. Or is it still to make it?
Oh,
no, he must not. He made a song and dance about that. No, he must still need to make it. He's just saying he's seen somewhere if McGregor starts in the next 3 games, he'll make his 500th appearance against Villa. Some going.
Oh, just a quick Google there, 495 it's saying.
Kilmarnock, young boys. And that'll be right.
Fair play to him, do you know what I mean? For 30,
2 weeks,
fair play to him for 31-year-old. He's another one, man. He's going to crash the amount of games. We drove him to the same as we done with
Tierney. 200 games as well is frightening.
I know. But see, for McGregor, the amount of games he played over the years in that, it was ridiculous.
Yep.
When he was a young boy in that, and I'm surprised he's lasted so long. And I think it'll be I hope I'm wrong. It's not a nice thing to kind of even talk about, but I think it'll just be a total drop in the cliff off McGregor's career kind of thing.
What?
It'll just get straight. It'll just be out the blue suddenly. It'll just stop playing.
Aye, rather than gradually phased out.
Aye. I think it'll all catch up with him. I mean, I don't think he's the type of guy that would be like dragging it out.
Weeks,
aye. I think it would become a point like Taylor, like if it was just getting too much, like maybe just during a season, it would be too much for him, and he would just come out and say, "Nah, that's me. I've had enough."
A Gary Neville effort.
Aye.
But there was something I was going to say. I love it. Vickers wishes stop walking up the ball at the park and pass it faster, slowing the game right down. I've said that and all, but I don't think he's capable of making these passes into somebody's feet before him 30 yards, 20 yards away. It does my box in as well, mate.
It does my box in too. But Scales does the same as well, but
I know.
And see the thing about it, right? And I know it's tactics, whatever, but see while our centre backs are pushing forward into the opposition's half of their box, where's Callum McGregor?
Exactly.
Where's the guy that's meant to be running the show for us? When
I
we've
know.
got skills and Carter Vickers
The
carrying the
only
ball.
thing is, if they're good forward with the ball into the space, although it's fucking packed normally, if they're taking the ball forward, you're hoping it's going to commit one of their players that's normally around McGregor or whoever into coming to make a challenge, and they're clever enough, or McGregor's clever enough to slip off and receive the ball. But it doesn't happen. Our defenders, especially Scales, carry the ball forward like flipping, I don't know, man, like the cart horses, the way they run forward into the opposition man and then cut down their angles for passes. It slows the game right down as well.
And then
Leaves
pass
us
it back to
wide open.
Casper. Then pass it
Aye,
on, pass it
aye,
back.
then turn pass it all the way back to Casper. Aye, that's.
But I mean,
That's it.
we've had corners, Jerry. We've ended up passing the ball back to Casper
With the we
Schmeichel.
conceded the other night. That's how we fuck a corner. Our corner, and they go way up the park and score. Wild.
Happy birthday for you on Sunday, Patrick, when it comes. If I don't know if we'll be on or no, but anyway, happy birthday for you, buddy.
Aye, happy birthday. Aye, Gregor's cold. He'll be back, and Paul will be back for where's it away? Dublin. And
Where's
Ter went? Has Ter disappeared?
No, he put on a chat that he wasn't about. He put on the group chat that he wasn't about.
Tell you, man, they're all under the thumb. They're all under the thumb.
Well, Greg's under his pillow, under his duvet with a call, but I mean, fair do. Paul needs to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Aye.
I mean, Greg, we're only taking his word for it that he's got a cold. I mean, I think we should, and we need to start getting notes off of mammies for absenteeism and that.
Greg is right. He's coached something definitely.
I thought you're Ukrainian, but I thought you're Ukrainian.
Aye, definitely, 100%.
Ukrainian bird flu.
Yeah. Bird flu, aye, he's got that, all right. Lucky him.
Hey, we'll just call that a night, Jerry, if you want.
Aye, it's been emotional. Bang on 8 o'clock, man. I'll need to get into the chaos and see what's happening.
Drag the veins off each other.
Aye, more than likely, aye, they'll be cracking up our fortnight or whatever it is, whatever nonsense. But thanks for having us, Mark.
No bother, thanks for coming on, bud.
I think Plunge made it to the end there, mate, so it's good seeing you, bud. All right.
That's
thanks
full
back in, everyone.
Time. Take
care, all the best.
Loyal.
Hail, hail.
Jerry, good night, bud. Hail, hail.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks to Jerry for coming on there. Thanks for everybody that came in, joined in the live chat. Hope you enjoyed it again tonight. We'll see what I will try and be back on Sunday night if the lads are about. Everybody that listens back live, listens back on YouTube or on Spotify or on the Celtic News Now app thing. I know we've got a couple of likes on that recently as well. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy what we're doing. We're just here trying to have a laugh. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, lads. Hail, hail, good night, and God bless.